What's the smallest amount of money you think you can deal with? It's a good question to ask, isn't it? Is it £100,000? Well, how about £10? Could you start trading with £10?
Hell yeah!
And I'll tell you where it's come from. And actually, what's surprising me, I've done these sort of things for years when everybody was sort of, oh, you've got to make 100,000. Oh, look at my Lamborghini. This is amazing. Absolute bollocks, right? Trading should be grounded in reality. And what I've noticed is a lot of the big players, and certainly if you look at them, they're actually copying exactly what I do word for word. Now, they've got the following because they do all the clickbait stuff, and I've basically just got a terrible channel that no one really cares about.
Oh, cry me a river, blubber-toothed tiger. Have some fun.
But I've stuck to my true form. And what's that? I show you it live as I'm doing it. And not only do I show you it live, I show you my bank account. None of the others do, and they never will. They will just show you the Lamborghini that they rented for 200 quid.
You ding-dong!
Where's this all coming from? Well, I recently did a video, or a series of videos rather, on 25 quid to buy a prop fund. And I did it for Raven, little salute, because one of the things that's different on this channel is, if you ask me to do it, I'll do it specifically for the person who asks. And then if a greater audience comes in, great, but at least I know I've helped that singular person. And that's why I did it for Raven. Now this one is for Andrea, and it's, I noticed it in the Discord, but it's a double-edged sword for me because it's a bit for me as well. Now, when I was doing the prop fund, and I get paid all the time, but I don't get big money. I take a couple hundred quid at a time. And the one that we've just done is here. So when I did the 25 quid, we bought one. So that's passed. As you can see, it's gone through the milestones. It's got a very, very good equity curve because I stick to what's going on. And I've got a payout of 99 quid due, and it'll probably activate relatively soon. And then you look at my stats, I'm 31% into the next milestone. Got an 84% hit rate. And this is the bit I want to pay attention to. My position sizes are small because I trade small. Because I'm a big believer in you trade small in relation to the size of the account. Now, why is that? Because otherwise you're going to go into what's called boom and bust all the time. And that's the thing with this industry. Most people are not educated. They've got no idea what trading is about, but they think it's easy. Because of the videos I was mentioning at the start. Oh, you follow my system, you'll be amazing.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
No, you won't. You'll still be exactly where you are. You'll just not have as much money left in your bank account. Now, people will say, well, you teach people. I don't. Got no desire to be a teacher. But I will help people. There's a big, big difference. And the modules I've put together, which you can get for free from BlackBull, just follow the links and you'll see a thing. You put a bit of money in, you get them for free. And if you haven't got enough money, you can still use the link and get commission free and various other little bits and pieces to help you. All right. So either way, it's a winner. But what I do is I'm like the old guy in the factory who's been around the block a few times and knows a few shortcuts. But you've still got to learn it. And you've got to invest into it. And I don't mean money, guys. I mean time. You've got to do your time. Now, if you're looking for X marks the spot, because I thought it's amazing on TikTok. Oh, 15 seconds and I can make £100,000.
Who is he? He's an asshole, sir.
What you're fucking delusional. You're genuinely delusional, right? You will not be an airline pilot or a professional plumber in 15 seconds. And if you think for a second you're going to get a 6-figure salary by watching a 15-minute video, what planet are you possibly on?
Well, I think Uranus is available.
It doesn't work like that. It's a job. It's a professional job. Now, I go live every single day. And I go with the guys and I get really frustrated because I've got all of this to deal with all the time. And I have to burst their bubbles. But what I do is bring them into reality, but then I show them in front of them exactly what the chart is going to do, and I make predictions. And that's all we are as traders. We're making predictions, but we're making them on known facts. Now, as a human being, we can actually predict short term into the future quite well. And a good analogy I use is this, and I've said it a few times before. It's if you're standing in front of a cliff on the very edge, if you step forward, you're going to fall to the death and you're going to hit the rocks. Okay? The gust of wind could come and blow you over. So you fall to your death and you hit the rocks. The ground below you could cave in. You fall to your death and you hit the rocks. So what's the logical, safe thing to do? It would be step back. And nearly everybody would say step back if it's a sane person that's on the edge. So you've made a short-term prediction known on the known negative facts. That's what trading's all about. It's the same principle. You look at a chart and you go through a multi-time frame analysis. And at the time of checking, you know what the facts are. Now, this takes me back to Andrea because the question was very simple. What about if you've got a job and you're working round and it's 4-hour chart? Well, you do the same thing, but you do it at 4 hours. And if it isn't ready, you don't do anything. You look at it again in 4 hours' time, the end of the 4-hour candle, because you're using the candle close as your clock to start. And, oh, here we go. If you hear these messages, them pings and bongs, it's my messages, they flash all day. Right? But you're using the candle close as your starting clock. And you ask a simple question. Is it ready? After you've done a full analysis top to bottom. And if it's no, well, it just means don't go. So at 8 o'clock, stop. You look at it again at 12 o'clock. Check it again, because once you know the pattern of how to check a multi-time, it only takes a couple of minutes. So you can do this round a day job. So you can do it at 8 o'clock in the morning before you go to work, do it at 12 o'clock while you're on lunch, do it at 4 o'clock while you're on break, do it at 8 o'clock when you're at home. And that means you have those signal points through the day. And if it's ready, great. Put a pending order in, place your target, place your stop, and then forget about it. Now, the next part of the question was, what if you've only got little money and you haven't got a lot of money to spare? So I thought, right, what can I feasibly do? What is the cheapest amount you can put in? Well, if you're using BlackBull, you can use the 500 to 1 leverage account and you'll get that through the link. And it's commission free, so it's built into the spread a little bit. But I wouldn't worry about that too much because it's still in line with industry standards. And you can do it with £10. Now, you're going to be over leveraged, so you've got to do this in a different way. And I'll be starting this maybe today. I might do it today with this video, so there might be a little trade tagged on the end of this, but I'll come back to it. So let me kind of quickly show you. So euro dollar, standard BlackBull hedge account. So that's the one that you want, the hedge, not the net. Now, I use MT5, which is this one, and it's 500 to 1 leverage. Now, there's different ways. You can use a magic key or this. This is great. Now, what you'll be looking at is the limit and stop orders and keep it at the minimum size possible. Now, you've got no other choice but to do that, and you'll be fine. You'll maybe get 3 positions in on a 10 quid. It's tight, but you've got to be ruthless. So get yourself something like this and start tracking. So for every £100, it's 10p. So we're at a tenner. So it should only be actually a penny. But the minimum size on the broker is 10p. So you're over leveraged to start with, which is why you've got to be ruthless. And this will check it through. So set yourself a target, 5 pips a day, which is 50p. Against 10 quid is huge. And then have a simple target that you want to work to for the month, the 2 months, quarter. For me, I would just double it. So I would look over 20 days trading, to get to about another tenner, which will be 20 quid. Well, what's 20 quid? 20 quid is a new prop. And then you can take your 20 quid out and you can buy a prop for £17, and you've turned your tenner to 17 to buy a prop which will give you risk and capital for next to nothing. And that's what I would do. And then you can work out your growth trackers like this. So really, if you're doing it on a 2% increase on a day, it's 20p a trade. And then you put that into there. But ideally you want about 50. And you'll be fine. It's dead simple. In fact, looking at this, there's a 4-hour chart. It's coming up. We've got downward pressure. Let's have a look at the hourly. Well, the hourly is pushing up here. So what you can do is top to bottom. I think we'll do this right now. We'll drop in some entry exits. So that's 50. So that's a good line to keep an eye on. There's another one there and another one there. All right. So you've got some entry exits. We can see what's going on quite cleanly there. Now the overall view of this is down, but it is pushing up at the moment. So what have we got? Well, it's coming up, down. It's pulling against that. If I want, what, 5 pips under there. So that'll be about 50 points. Well, I'd fit 50 points before that line. So that's not bad. You can live with that. We do have them shifting down. Let's have a little look. What have we got? What time is it? It's coming on 10 to 9, so it's a bit early. Now in this case, it's not quite high enough. So if you put a pending order under there, you can follow up. So you can do that. Just sort of have a quick look at it. Give us a sec while I set this up. That's it. Because it's a new account, so I need to switch on all the one tick and all of that sort of thing. But there you go. There's the balance coming in. Haven't done anything with it. So 10 quid. We're assuming it's going to go down. So just drop that into there and then just drag it up. Now you can do it with your limit orders as well. Just drop a limit order in and drag and drop. And that's what I was setting up, so you can move it about, do what you want. So from there, as soon as that hits 50p or anywhere above 20p, you just kill it out. And then you repeat it day in, day out, based on known facts. Now here, I haven't really looked at sort of a singular candle of sort of 4 hours. What I've done is I've taken a point in time and then I've just done a quick analysis across the board. Now with this one, if I just pull this in, my analysis is here because I'd already done it. It isn't quite ready at the moment, and one thing and another. So I've got pending orders. Pending orders don't trigger. They're out the way of the price. The only way it can get triggered is if it comes in and takes it in. So I can just let it get on with it. Nice and simple. Simple way of doing things. So as you say, that's pulling up. It's not really a problem. As it closes, I'll just move it up to eventually it gets around this area and it has to come back. But if I put the order here, and then that price comes up, tags it, but keeps on going, I've got a problem. If it's underneath, it has to be in the direction I want it to go in, which makes it a bit easier. So what we'll do is, we'll just play this out. I'm looking for about 50p or a 5 pip move, and I'll be more than happy with that. So I'll play it out and we'll see what's going on. Okay guys, had to wait a bit of time for it to come into play, but the reason why I left it, because I could have killed it when it was getting down to 40, was one of the questions was, what about if you're working? Well, if you're working, you can't monitor it, so you've got to leave it and let it run for its 4 hours. Well, it's just closed out. There's nothing left. And there it is there, 50p. Commission is 0, so that's what you get. You know, so you're not paying any charges on it. You just pay overnight fees. So let me just pull up the sheet and we'll drag that in. So what have we done? We have done 50p to start it off. Happy days. Put it onto a cash builder so I know what's going on. Today is Wednesday. Everything I do at the moment is GoldenEye. The market was Euro USD. We started with a tenner. The starting price is 10p, which is what we've done. And that trade has closed out in the 10 o'clock candle, which is here. It's actually in an A trade, but it wasn't an A trade at the time. I can't remember what it was actually. I think it might have been a C. But that's it. It's hit the target, so we don't have to worry about that. So I'll just mark in here. Just pull this over so you can see it. The day is now complete by 11 o'clock. Just run that further across, and then I can keep a record of the positions that was taken. And then there you go. All right. So 10 o'clock hour, it finished and completed the day. It's a 5 pip. It won one. We got we've got a decent gain, I guess. But it tells me the P&L and the win rate, and then that's it. So we'll do it again tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to leave the same target at 50p. We're ready to rock. Happy days. Okay. There was nothing more to go. So what we're going to do is we'll do Thursday. Set the day up. It's going to be GoldenEye, just the same. And I'm going to stick with the same market, but tomorrow we'll start at 10.50 and we're still going to be at the same bid size of 10p, and it's ready to rock. We're all set up. It's telling me I've got 50p to go on the target, and then we'll build up till we hit a tenner. Now that is how you plan your trades out. What it's doing is it's being methodical, sensible target, but you just check the time frame as and when you're ready. And if it isn't ready, just leave it. If it is ready, pending order, let it do its thing, and you're either going to come back to a win or a loss. That's simple, guys. So if you're stuck, very easy found. If you've enjoyed the video, wherever it is on the screen, click onto the next one and hit the subscribe button. It makes me do more of this. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.